Golfers are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You cannot do the things you want to do in golf, not because you're not good enough, not because you're not coordinated, not because you don't have as much time to practice as you would like. You can't do what you want to do in golf because you don't have the knowledge. So let's help you with a little knowledge. Let's move forward a little bit today. We talked last time about hitting the ground the same place. I hope I didn't ask you to, but if you start using your golf club from the side and start or I don't care what kind of stick you use, yardstick, anything, hit the ground from the side and learn to hit the ground exactly where you want to hit it with that club every time. I used to, and I've had a lot of students do this, I'd put different things on the ground in relation to my stance. I'd put them in different places in my stance and I'd swing and hit those different places. So I wasn't just doing one thing and hoping to hit there. I had the intent of learning how to make a golf club hit the ground exactly where I wanted. When I was a kid, we had a farm. I was 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, first starting to play golf at 10-ish. We had 3 acres of just bare, hard ground. And I'd draw a line on the ground and I would do my doggonest to hit the ground exactly perfectly at that line. I could never do it. I struggled and struggled and struggled. And one day I just had some idea that worked for me and I was able to quit hitting that far behind the line and start hitting dead on it. From that time on, I've never had a trouble hitting the ground exactly where I want to hit it with a golf club. And that doesn't matter what I did. You need to find out what you need to do. What I did may or may not help you. I'll tell you what it did though. I was hitting about 2 inches behind it every time I swung. Every time for like 2 or 3 years, a long time. I was about ready to give up and say I'm not going to do this anymore because I already knew even as a kid that if I could hit the ground exactly where I wanted every time, I'd at least be making solid contact every time I swung the club. Then I could figure out direction, but I need contact. Direction isn't a darn bit of good for anybody if you don't make contact. I have students come, they'll totally mishit the ball, not even make good solid contact. And I'll ask them, what do you want to do? Well, I wanted to try to draw the ball. How come I didn't? I said, who cares? What does it matter? You never even put the club on the ball. In fact, in the 20 or 30 balls we've hit, you've only put the club securely on the golf ball, solidly on the golf ball, about 10 times. So your problem isn't control, your problem is contact. Now, I hope you're listening because I'm saying some really important stuff. So you take your golf club and you learn to hit the ground wherever you want to, exactly every time. What I did when I was hitting that far behind, one day it dawned on me, I want to hit here and I keep hitting here, so I'm going to try to hit over here. So I literally tried to hit past the line, and for me it made me hit dead smack on it. And don't write or ask, say how far. That's why I said I didn't even want to tell you in the first place, because everybody's different. You got to find out what works for you. I'm just telling you, experiment, adjust, find a way. Because once you can hit the spot on the ground exactly the same, whether it's steep or shallow, you can hit that spot wherever you want, back in your stance, forward in your stance, middle, any adjustments you want. When you can hit the ground exactly where you want to, you're going to always make solid contact. So you want to start moving this thing around so you can hit the ground in different places exactly every time. Use some different clubs. Use a wedge, use a 3-wood, use a 3 hybrid. Use different length shafts so you'll teach yourself to hit the ground exactly where you want to every time. Now, if you want to go to the driving range and hit some balls, you're welcome to. You don't need a lot of balls. Just a small basket will do it. Go to the range and just see if you can hit the ground exactly where you put a golf ball with 2 or 3 different clubs. The ball's going to go everywhere. Don't worry about that. Just see if that takes care of and helps cure your problem of topping and hitting fat. Just learn to hit the ground where you want. Okay? There's a golf ball down there. Your mind's going to want to slip and focus on hitting the golf ball somewhere. That's a huge temptation. You've got to do your very best to try to override that and use your mental capacity to not allow that to happen. You've got to use your best mental capacity to only focus on hitting the ground with the bottom of the golf club where the golf ball is. That's your goal. Put tees down there, broken tees, I don't care what you do. If you want to put nickels and dimes and anything else you want, learn to hit the ground right where you want to hit the ground. You're going to make a solid, consistent golf shot. Now we come back another time, I'm going to start showing you what this is going to do for you. This is huge. You want to be consistent? The very first thing you learn to do to become consistent is hit the ground consistently exactly where you want. Consistently hit the ground exactly where you want to. Then you've got contact. Then there's very little left to do. But I'm going to show you next time why that's going to help you. All right? Thank you. See you later.